Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. I want to share just a little bit with you today about something that's on my mind after watching a few YouTube videos. I've been watching some things about child sex trafficking on YouTube, and some of the things I have learned are shocking as well as disturbing. Things that pissed me off and scared me at the same time. And if I was a parent of small children now, I guess after seeing this, I would be terrified. I don't want to terrify anybody that has children watching this, but I guess it is facts you need to know. It is facts you need to know. A lot of times people will think, when you hear about a child being trafficked, you think of some pervert pulling up beside of them in a parking lot or at the mall or something and throw them in the back of a van and driving away. And that kind of thing does happen. However, much of the time, children are trafficked by their parents. Now that right there is really, really disturbing. I remember reading, I think I've seen it on the news recently in my hometown in East Tennessee. And I think this was either in 2020, maybe 2021. It talked about, and they used the word epidemic, an epidemic of parents selling their children into sex trafficking to get money for drugs. That blew my mind. An epidemic in East Tennessee. And I can't imagine how a parent can do such a thing. So much of the time that children are trafficked, it is by their parents. I recently watched a video. It was a lady named Carrie. She was telling her story about how her parents trafficked her, starting when she was 3.5 years old. And the reason that her parents did it, the way they justified it, Carrie's sister needed some kind of very expensive surgery. And her parents decided, well, the way to come up with the money for the surgery is to traffic Carrie. I mean, what kind of warped thinking is that? I mean, who thinks like that? So that's how Carrie first got trafficked, starting at that age for that reason. And it lasted for many, many years. And I think, she looked like in the video, she was probably in her 50s, and she talked about how still to this day, she had to have so much counseling, therapy constantly just to cope, just to function. And I watched another video of a lady named Elizabeth Frazier, and the only reason I'm using her last name is because she did, and she travels around and gives talks about her survival story, so that's why I'm giving you her name. And I will post in my description to this video, I'm going to post the links to these so you can see them and maybe some other trafficking information. But anyway, Elizabeth's story, she was also trafficked by her parents, starting at a very young age. She was told she was special. That's why she got to do this for other people, because they thought she was special. And her first experience was her mother. Now remember, she's 4 years old. Her mother takes her to a motel, parks the car, tells Elizabeth what room to go to, sent the child up to knock on this door all by herself at 4 years old, told her to knock on the door and what to say and what to do once she got inside. 4 years old. Her mother did this to her. So it happened. Elizabeth went inside and done whatever she'd done and came back out and gave her mother the money, and that's how it got started. And that went on for years. And I want to point this out only because I want people to understand that child sex trafficking isn't just strangers. It's not just perverts pulling up in vans and snatching kids off the streets. Much of the time it happens at home. Their parents do this to them. And sometimes it's because of drugs, sometimes it's because of poverty, and sometimes it's both. And I think a lot of mental illness is going on there too. You know, nobody in their right friggin' mind does this to their kids, right? I mean, they're monsters that do this to their kids. So I just wanted to spread some awareness of how this a lot of times happens. I also read online that, now this is statistics from Tennessee, from 2016 to 2021, child trafficking increased by 800%. 800% in those 5 years. I also read that somewhere in America, somewhere in the United States, a child is trafficked every 2 minutes. Think about that. Every 2 minutes, a child is trafficked. I've been talking for a little over 7 minutes now, so 2 kids have been trafficked. So, if you're a parent of small kids or even teenagers, you know, hold on to them, watch them. I couldn't help to think as I was watching these videos to think about all the missing children that are out there. You know, I did get some statistics on that. About 1 in 7 of missing children are actually trafficked. So, if you have a missing child, if there's any good thing to hold on to, it's most likely it's not a trafficking situation. But it also said in the cases where kids are missing long term, I mean, I'm talking about years, like for example in the Summer Wells case, that's been over 4 years. I think Sebastian Rogers has been about 1.5 years. Statistically speaking, kids that are gone for that long are either deceased or being trafficked. I mean, that's just what statistics show. So the moral of the story, I guess, is parents, watch out for your kids. You know, I mean, I wish I could give you some good news on this situation, but I don't know of any. From what I've watched and what I've read, you know, it's horrible. I can't imagine how anybody could do this to their children. But I just wanted to let everybody know that, you know, it's not always some perverts pulling up in vans snatching kids up. A lot of times it is parents or close family members. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And like I said, I'll put some links in the description so you can hear what Carrie said and what Elizabeth Frazier said. And I'll put some resources in there too. So anyway, hug your kids. Watch out for them, parents. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope I didn't spoil it. But anyway, God bless. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your children.